in. You won't let me fall. But not only does these thorns give him praying power, but also it gives Paul power. It gives him power. Let the church say power. I'm still in the text. Look at verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Y'all don't mind if we go to Bible class real quick, do y'all? Here it is. Verse 8, he's praying for God to take his thorns away. God hears him and answers him. Here it is. He prayed in verse 8. Now he gets an answer in verse 9. Verse 8, he's praying. Verse 9, he gets an answer. Maybe this is my side. Verse 8, he's praying. And then verse 9, he gets an answer. Okay. Let me try this side. This might be my corner. Verse 8, he's praying. Verse 9, he gets an answer. Here it is. He says, get these thorns off of me. God's answer was no. I'm not going to do it. And let me pull over here a minute. God answers prayer. Have I got a witness here? He answers prayer. Paul is a prime example. Yes, he does answer prayer, but we ain't always happy with the answer. Because if I use my imagination, he kind of looked at God side-eyed like, really? Here it is. I've been serving, I've been preaching, been writing all these letters. I got thorns in my flesh. I'm asking God to remove them. And here it is. You say it with a straight face, no. But he does answer. But he says, I'm not going to remove the thorn. But I tell you what, my grace. Y'all missed y'all place there. He says, I tell you what, I'm not going to remove the thorns. But I tell you what, I'll give you my grace. I'll give you power enough to withstand these thorns that's in your flesh. Let's unpack this real quick. Grace. What is grace? I'm glad y'all asked. Grace is God's unmerited favor, his mercy, his kindness, his graciousness. So what the Lord was saying is that all the time I may not pull you out of your thorns, but I will give you grace to withstand the storm. Grace. If we be honest with ourselves, grace is really something that we do not deserve. Grace is something that we really don't deserve. Reason being is that there should have been times where you should have been out of here. But if it had not been for grace, do I got company here? If it had not been for grace, I don't know. Grace is the one who's kept you. Let's pull it a little bit closer. Lean in. The doctor gave you 6 months 10 years ago. Am I in the room here? 6 months. They said you be at Falston's. That was 10 years ago. Does anybody know about grace? Some young person, you know they found weed on you. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. They found stuff on you that you ought not should have had. But instead of sending you back to Montgomery County, the judge gave you probation. Look at grace. If justice had his, but if it had not been for grace, songwriters say, your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. Is there anybody thankful for grace? Grace kept you. Because you was out there wilding out, man. And you know, when mama took you to the doctor and they gave you them tests, they should have came up positive. Crickets. They should have came up positive, but grace made them negative. All because of grace. When it seems like God is nowhere around, it appears that you by yourself, and you have the Tupac testimony that it's just me against the world. It's just me against the world. When life makes you seem like a ship that's tossed and driven, battered by an angry sea, God will keep you in your weak moments. So in other words, you don't need to be tough all the time. You don't need to be tough to handle it. Let the Lord fight for you. Because matter of fact, truth be told, it ain't your battle to fight no way. The battle belongs to the Lord. His strength is perfect when my strength is gone. Have I got a witness here? He'll carry us when, matter of fact, when we can't even carry ourselves. Not only does Paul get us to pray, not only does he get us to power, but third and finally, he gets us to pleasure. Look at the B part of that. He says, B part of verse 9, he says, therefore, most gladly, I would rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon us. Therefore, verse 10, therefore, I take pleasures in my infirmities, in reproach, in needs, in persecution, in distress, not for my sake, but for Christ's sake. But for when I'm weak, then the Lord comes and makes me strong. What I found out here is that Paul here has an interesting approach to the text. He says in the B clause of that 9th verse, he says, I'd rather boast in my infirmities. I'm real close to becoming 37. And real close. Birthday hints. Real close. June 24th, y'all be there. And help me celebrate my 37th birthday. And I've talked to a lot of people in and out of church. And mostly, and this might be you, and this might be me, mostly you doubt very seriously. You find very likely people bragging about the downward spirals of their lives. Very few people will praise the fact that the house got foreclosed on. You don't, that's not a topic of conversation where the car gets repoed. But Paul has a different approach. He has a different attitude. He says in the Perry Sherrill version, I'm cool with my infirmities. I'm okay with my imperfections. I'm all right with my shortcomings. Because what I found out in my shortcomings, in my imperfectness, because y'all know I can't speak for y'all, but Brittany will tell you I can be a mess sometimes. I ain't a walk in the park. But even though in all of this, I found out that in all of my weak points, God, in my weakest, the Lord will become strong for me. In my lower, the lower I am, the higher he becomes. Heard the songwriter say, he saw the best in me. Am I in the right here? Am I in the right place? Even though they laughed and scoffed at me and said that I wouldn't be nothing, he saw the best in me. When folks said I couldn't preach, he saw the best in me. And let me pause here. I'm an only child, but sometimes, when you have a lot of cousins, they just as bad as your siblings. And they get on your nerves just like any sibling. And is there any only children here? I'm with you, Jaira. I'm with you, baby. So last time I was in Chicago, and they said, is there anybody here that's doing what they wanted to do when they grew up? I said, because I told y'all at 12 I was called to preach. And y'all laughed at me. So here it is. I had to be well. I said, well, how you like me now? But even though they laughed and they said I wasn't going to be nothing, Marvin said he saw the best in me when everyone else around me could only see the worst in you. I believe the Apostle Paul's aim was to be a testifying saint and a witnessing warrior, that God placed a thorn in me. He sent Satan after me to try to buffet me. But at the end of the day, what I found out was that he was not trying to hurt me, but God was trying to make me better. Walnut Grove, it's been real. It's been fun. But I believe I got to shut this down now. But I want to encourage y'all this morning that God was trying to get the best out of you in your weak moments. You don't have to be tough. Matter of fact, you don't have to be a G. The Lord will be tough for you. The Lord will be your strength in your weak moments. I heard Isaiah say he gives power to the weak and increases strength to those who have no might. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They'll run and not be weary, and walk and not faint. Y'all will help me close, won't you? I have the faith. I showed up to tell somebody that the test of your faith, he's trying to get the best of you. For when I'm weak, then the Lord shows up to be strong for me. But I don't know about y'all this morning, but I have the faith that sees the invisible, expects the incredible, receives the impossible. Faith that can conquer anything. Faith that uproots my problems. Faith to know God can solve them. Faith to envision my freedom. I have the faith that can conquer anything. Not only that, but faith to reach the unreachable. faith to fight the unbeatable, faith to remove the immovable, faith that can stand the invisible, faith that can conquer anything, but faith that expects the incredible, faith that can conquer anything. Is there anybody here that has a faith that can conquer anything? I have faith to deal with my haters. I have faith to survive the storm. I have faith to preach when I don't feel like it. Is there anybody here that has faith that can conquer anything? Good morning, Walnut Grove. I got to get out of here. But is there anybody here that got faith? Faith that'll help me walk. Faith that will walk with me. Faith enough that'll talk with me. Faith enough that knows that I can deal with my haters. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here that has faith? You can survive anything with your strong faith. I got good news for you. Put your hands in a neighbor's hand. Shake them and rock them. Y'all ain't did nothing. I said put your hands in a neighbor's hand. Shake them and rock them. Rock them and shake them. Shake them and rock them. Rock them and shake them. Say, neighbor, I got good news for you. In your weak moments, be not dismayed. Be not dismayed. Whatever betides, God will. I say God will. Is there anybody here that know God will? He'll take care of you. He'll walk with you. He'll talk with you. He'll tell you that he's on. Is there anybody here? Be not dismayed. Be not dismayed. Beneath his wings, love abide. God will. I say God will. I say God will. Shake three neighbors' hands and say God will. God will. He'll see you through. He'll take care of you. He'll walk with you. He'll talk with you. I know he's all right. I know Tellus is coming, but I know he's all right. I know he's all right. Won't he do it? I got to leave this alone, but won't he do it? In your weak moments, he'll hold your hand. He'll make you stand. He can stand against the wiles of the enemy. He will. He will. He will. I got to leave this alone, but he will. He will fight your battles, make your enemies your footstool. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he be joy in all of your sorrow? Won't he be hope for a hopeless tomorrow? Somebody here knows him as a doctor in a sick room. Is there anybody here know him a lawyer in a courtroom? I know he's all right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Ain't he all right? I say, ain't he all right? Tina Walker wrote a song years ago. She said, you can weather any storm that's in your life. Storms come, trials come, that they may make you strong. But you can weather any storm. David said it like this. He said, weeping may endure for a night. But the thing is that I have an issue with this because he never said how long the night will be. Have I got a witness? But the good news is joy comes in the morning. Ask Paul and Silas. They were in jail for the gospel's sake. They were beaten. They were bruised for the gospel's sake. And they were jailed. And they start praying and singing to God at 11:59. But y'all know what happened at midnight. Do I got some Bible readers here? At midnight, the jails shook loose. And I want to encourage y'all. There may be some 11:59 issues in your life, but rest assured, midnight is coming. Midnight, it's a whole new start. It's a brand new day. So whatever you did at 11:59, the songwriter said, late in the midnight hour, God is going to turn it around. Matter of fact, not only will he turn it around, but he'll make it work in your favor. So I stopped by this morning. I said all that to say this. You can weather the storm. In your weak moments, in your walk, there are going to be some weak moments. Have I got a witness? But you don't have to be tough, because God will be tough for you. So you know what, at work tomorrow, let them talk. Let them talk. Let them say what they want to say. But see, here's my advice. You be quiet and let heaven speak. Somebody didn't catch that. You be quiet and let heaven speak. Come on, celebrate the Lord all over this place. God bless you. May God keep you.
That she